Just off North Dimmock's Mill Road, on an unassuming plot of farmland, sits the home of North Carolina's oldest and largest Hare Krishna community. This is the new Golaka Temple, and this is the story of the community that calls it home. Meet Bir Krishna Goswami, one of the leaders of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. If Duke was a Hare Krishna community, Bir Krishna Goswami would be President Broadhead, Coach K, and J.J. Reddick combined into one. He's just that big a deal, not just around the temple, but around the world. Born Bruce Owen Jacobs in Long Island, New York, Goswami was a student at Northwestern University when he first was drawn to the Vedic literatures and the ideals they preached. Soon thereafter, Goswami became a disciple, shaved his head, adopted a monastic lifestyle, and never looked back. The temple is Goswami's baby. He and 3 other devotees purchased the land it sits on in 1982. With the help of kind volunteers, Goswami and his devotees built the temple and its adjacent buildings from the ground up with their own bare hands. As the years have passed, 26 to be exact, the congregation size has grown and grown. Weekend services usually draw a packed house with close to 200 in attendance at a time. Services last anywhere from 1 to 3 hours. But the temple community is nothing if not family-friendly. Children are free to explore their scenery during the services and practice their coloring skills. In Hare Krishna coloring books, of course. Mothers also use it as a time to tend to their little ones, catching up on neighborly news in the process. At the end of every weekend service, congregation members line up in anticipation for the distribution of a hearty meal. Like every meal prepared at the temple, the feast adheres to the Hare Krishna regulative principles of no meat, fish, or eggs. The food is enjoyed under the large yellow tent that the congregation members built themselves. While the temple community is hustling and bustling on Saturdays and Sundays, it empties out considerably during the week. The maintenance of the temple and the care of the deities are maintained by a select group of individuals known as devotees. These individuals have dedicated their lives to living by the Krishna ideals, those of nonviolent, peaceful existence where Krishna is present in their minds all day, every day. Damodara Priya is one such devotee. She moved here 2 years ago from central North Carolina when she found herself as a middle-aged woman with a soured marriage and what she thought was no direction in life. She was introduced to the Krishna faith over the internet. Like all the devotees, Damodara Priya's daily schedule is almost completely dictated by rituals and chores. Since the temple runs purely on the monetary and time donations of its members, the devotees take care of everything that they can by themselves. They take turns taking out the trash, adding to the compost pile, retrieving the mail, and even helping with last-minute babysitting for other members' kids. Most importantly, however, is the time they devote to providing for the deities. Damodara Priya's big role is as a resident chef for the temple. It's her responsibility to make sure all the deities, devotees, and visitors are well fed and on time, every time. And let me tell you, she's very good at her job. Damodara Priya's finely structured life doesn't leave her with much free time, but that hasn't kept her from enjoying herself. She still finds time to have daily laughs with her flatmate, Ade Leela, and once in a blue moon, she even fits in some exercise in her AB rocker. Damodara Priya says she's never felt more fulfilled than she does right now. The community welcomed her with open arms, and she will be forever thankful for it. Even if it means waking up at 4 a.m. with the other devotees for early morning worship. Through the activities I have been part of in the last 4 months, I too have experienced the warmth that pervades throughout the new Golaka temple. While the temple activities center on devotion to Krishna and the diffusion of the faith's ideals, the general community attitude fosters kindness, generosity, and most of all, acceptance. Members of all ages, ethnicities, and personalities are represented here. Some, like Damodara Priya, are relative newcomers. Others have been born and raised in the faith and are now raising their own children in the temple community. This young guy here is the third generation of his family to be Hare Krishna. The result is a diverse, devoted, and cheerful community, one that leaves even non-religious visitors like me feeling part of a family and wondering what excuses I can make up to come back and visit now that the photo shooting is over.